How are you
Welcome.
doing? Ready for another show, Real Estate Hacking Live.
Today we are going to be talking to 6 real estate investors, asking them how they got their first deal.
I'm gonna go to the first deal that I've got under contract, not the first one I closed. Because between the time that I got the first one under contract and closed it, we had already done quite a bit in revenue between there because of how intense the deal was.
Before, when I started, I was just totally sold out on buying and holding. I didn't really know anything about flipping or wholesaling or any of that. I was just like, okay, this is how the majority of America has gotten wealthy. I'm just gonna buy and hold.
So that was a condo. I bought it for $24,000.
Wow.
Right? So I dealt with the bank. Yeah, back in the days we could buy condos for $24,000.
That's shot. Yeah.
My brother and I remember I would meet him for dinner once a week, and we kind of talk about real estate. He's like, hey, I'm looking to getting into real estate, and he was interested in possibly doing the flipping side. Kind of wanted to do the house hacking thing, which was to buy a property, live in it, and then fix it up. And I said, okay, are you doing this for a hobby or are you doing this to make money? We got our first 2 deals within, I would say, like 3 months of just mailing and people calling, and the rest is history.
Did a lot of research before we jumped into real estate. Thankfully, we kind of had made the decision 6 or 8 months before I quit my W-2. So I had all the knowledge, but needed to start taking action.
My first deal, I found it by just kind of talking to people. And this was a hoarder house. One of the daughters had lived in the house till she filled it up. And then once she filled it up, she moved, and the house had been vacant for 5 or 6 years.
Oh my goodness.
Till I came along. I literally, Chris, when we walked in the house, we could not get past the front door.
I got this real estate license because I want to get into real estate, but it just seems like a slow ramp up. And he goes, have you ever heard of wholesaling? And I said, well, I've heard of the term, but I don't really know what it means. What is it? And so here's me, a realtor who's gone through real estate school, who doesn't know what wholesaling is. It was.
You're not alone. It's probably 95% of agents out there don't know what it is, or if they think they do, they don't really. But
Exactly.
We get paid to solve problems, right? So the one thing I learned is when someone says they have a problem, jump in and then just figure it out. I mean, a lot of things on the wholesaling side is dealing with title issues, is dealing with lenders. That's changed a lot in this environment, but the problems are still the same, right? It's creative title issues. It's figuring out how to sell maybe on the land side a large parcel in different sizes that someone else can't envision. So that aspect of the business, I think, is pretty consistent.
Find a deal that makes sense, know the comps, know the area. You can do it for free. You can do it in your spare time. Just don't be scared to make offers. I think that's key.
golden rule in real estate, if you're not embarrassed by your offer, you're probably offering too much.
Too much, right?
Worst
Exactly.
thing they could say is no, and you just move on to the next one.
You're super nervous. It's your first deal. You've never talked to a homeowner. Everybody hates people just walking up to them and talking to them. I'm home. Leave me alone. I kind of said, hey, I'm a real estate investor. Would you be interested in an offer on your house? And she said, yeah, I would. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think it was that easy.
I was like, okay, I got to get this deal done. So I Googled hard money lenders, and I just started calling all of them. Something I remember to this day. So I started calling them, and then the first 1 or 2 were like, well, how much experience do you have? You're going to pay high interest rate and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So then all of a sudden, I guess they went and they looked at the address of the property I had under contract, and then all of a sudden I started getting calls back.
They looked at the deal and they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then they were like, Danya, this is a good deal. We want this deal.
I'm not letting any time get wasted because I wanted to sell this deal. I wanted to go.
You got to make it happen.
Yeah, I wanted to go from faith to fact that this is a real thing called wholesaling, that you can make money selling paper.
Great conversations. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for
That's all
watching.
we have.